video, I will tell you whether it is worth investing in real estate or not. I think most of you who have been following me know that I am not a big fan of real estate. Today I will tell you all the facts and all the figures and all the stats and all the research which I have done. So watch this video till the end so that you will know whether it is worth investing in real estate or not. So real estate and gold are the two areas which we Indians love to invest. In fact, most of the retail asset is in real estate and gold. Okay. So now before I tell you whether you should invest into real estate or not, let me tell you what were the reasons which led to the increase in real estate in the last 25-30 years. If you see, the real estate appreciation has become exponentially, or it has grown exponentially in the last 25-30 years. Before that, yes, real estate growth was happening, but it was not happening at an exponential pace. Okay. So the first reason why real estate shot up was the spurt in population. Okay. So the first reason why real estate shot up was spurt in population. So now let me just explain you this. So this is the timeline. So here you have the 19th century, here you have the 20th century, here you have the 21st century, and here you have the 18th century. So in 18th century and 19th century, the fertility rate was more than 5-6, which means every woman used to give birth to at least 5-6 children, more than that, okay, on an average. But out of the 6-7 children which she produced, only 1 or 2 would survive, because there was no good food, there was no good water, there was no good medication, and whatever might be the reason. But as time progressed, the food improved, the medication improved, and gradually what happened? The kids, what the women produced, most of them would be alive. So by the time we came to 19th century and 20th century, we had pretty decent lifestyle where there was enough food, enough medication, enough healthcare and other things. So you can see during our grandfather's time, most of them had around 5 kids, 6 kids, and most of them would be alive, right? So you can just see that in and around your surrounding. So by the time we came to 20th century, these kids had grown up and they wanted their own houses. They wanted their own privacy. They wanted their own separate land. And that's how real estate shot up. Okay. So the next reason for the shooting up of real estate is the growth in economy. So now in the 19th century, 20th century, we got independence. So after that, there was huge economic policies which happened, a lot of new industries got started, there was a lot of urbanization which happened. So India, which was dependent only on agriculture, had now moved to other sectors as well. Okay. So we saw a huge number of population which migrated from rural India to urban India. That's why you can see the real estate shot up in cities like Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, etc. There were new industries like IT industry which shot up. And when industries like IT, which was dollar dependent, whose revenues were in dollar, so it provided huge money in the hands of the people. So when there was huge money in the hands of the people, they preferred to invest in real estate for improving their lives. Okay. So the economic growth in economy, dollar inflow, and global money flowing into India was one of the reasons why real estate shot up in last 25-30 years. And as I told you, the third reason was rural urbanization. The fourth one was improving in the lifestyle. So as I told you, the kids which were produced in 19th and 20th century, now in another 25-30 years they had become adults and they came to cities in search of job, and in cities they had to they wanted privacy and they wanted to improve their lifestyle, so they bought huge apartments and other things. And because of surge in demand, it also enabled celebrities to invest in huge real estate. Because when they invest in real estate, a huge chunk of money will get blocked and they get consistent rental income as revenue. People who were staying in abroad, people who were staying in Canada, America, Dubai, so when they wanted to invest back in India, real estate was one of the best sector which they felt, because there was not much involvement which they had. So if a person staying in Dubai buys an apartment in a city like Bangalore, then he just have to send someone for rent, and every month he just had to collect the rent. That was the only involvement which they had. Yes, there would be some minor maintenance activities, but the involvement which the owner had was very less compared to other businesses, and the rental income was also promising. The rental income in some of the key areas was fetching around 0.5 to 1% of the capital which was invested. So it looked promising. So this was the story why real estate shot up till today. Now let's take this to the next generation. See, whenever you are investing in real estate, you don't invest it for 1 day or 2 days. You will invest it for at least 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, probably for your kids, for your grandchildren or whatever, right? So now let's see whether these points will play the same role for the next 25-30 years or not. Okay. Now we saw a huge spurt in population in these 3 centuries. Now if you see, India's population is decreasing. The fertility rate in India has gone down from 5 in few years back to 2. Okay. This was the report which came recently. Okay. And not only in India, the global fertility rate has also gone down. Once Elon Musk and Jack Ma both agreed in a conference that the next problem which the world will face in the coming generation is not the spurt in population but the decrease in population. Okay. So now you can see in your surroundings that most of the people are now having only 1 or 2 kids. Okay. Whereas if you see in developed countries like South Korea, Singapore, Germany, the fertility rate is less than 2, which means people are not producing kids at all. So when there is no spurt in population, where is the demand? And when there is no demand, how do you think will the real estate prices surge? Okay. Now let's take the next one. So before, that is probably 20, 25, 30 years back, going to America was a very big achievement. If you tell that you are a person who is working in America, the respect what you got in India was at a different level. I remember when I was small, and if anyone was coming from America, people used to take dhol, garlands to welcome them to airport. Okay. But now those things are not there because the world has grown smaller and smaller. Once upon a time, if you want to buy electronics, the good quality electronics would come only in developed countries like Japan, America, etc. But now, because of globalization, not much delay is there in all these kind of activities. So there is no such event that will happen where there will be a huge inflow of money which will come to India in the current scenario. For the last 20-25 years, IT played a very huge role where they got a lot of jobs, IT jobs to India, and the revenue was in dollar, which fetched them very good margins. But for the next 25-30 years, the same kind of margins cannot be maintained. So the growth in economy and inflow of dollar currency will not hold valid for the next probably 25-30 years. Okay, so these two. Urbanization. As I told you, in the last 25 years, a lot of rural population moved to urban. But now there are so many policies which the government has taken where people are getting good job and good money in their rural India itself. And now because of internet, thanks to Geo, internet is available everywhere in the country, and people who are working in the IT sector can now work remotely. Now, not after, especially after this COVID times, not many offices are asking people to come to office. Not many companies are asking people to come to office. They are okay with the hybrid model where people can come to office probably once or twice in a week. Okay, I am sure going forward even that will reduce. Okay, then there will be a time where there won't be any offices at all. People will be sitting remotely in their houses and running companies, like how banks are there. So few years back, if you tell a bank, the picture that would come to anyone's mind was you enter, you will see a cash counter, you will see a passbook entry machine, you will see a checkbook counter and other things. But now banks, there are a lot of banks who don't even have offices. Okay, so because everything is happening over the internet. So now if IT sector was the main reason for the rise in real estate, I can tell you IT sector will be the main reason for the downfall in real estate, because everyone will be working remotely. And now if I am working remotely and if I have to go to my office only once or twice in a week, why do you think I will buy a small house which is near to my office? I don't mind buying a pretty decent house which is slightly far away from my office. I don't have the urge of staying very close to my office, because before, if I am staying away far from my office, then I would be wasting time in traffic and traveling from my office and homes. Okay, I know a lot of people in Bangalore, they used to travel 25-30 kilometers every day. I only used to do that. Okay, but now if I have to go only once in a week, I don't mind staying 25-30 kilometers away from my office, because one day traveling doesn't stress me much, right? So urbanization also will not drive the real estate. Improvement in lifestyle. So now, since real estate was a investment destination because it was giving good appreciation, it was giving good rental yield. Now let me tell you, there are so many properties which are vacant. Okay, you can consult any of the builders or developers. They will tell you they have a huge chunk of inventory which is unsold. Okay, so, and since the rate of interest is also going down, people are willing to buy their own apartment than going for rent. Okay, so this is the reason why the rental income is not going to be a very huge chunk which people will get from real estate investment. So when real estate investment is not giving you the enough rental yield, do you think a person who is working abroad in Dubai or America or any of the big celebrity, do you think they'll invest in real estate with the hope of getting good rent? Definitely. So considering all these factors, the demand in real estate is going to go down substantially. I can tell you, we all felt bad because our great grandfathers and fathers did not invest in real estate. Now I will tell you, your great grandchildren or grandchildren will feel bad if you invest in real estate. Okay? I hope you guys like the video. Do like and subscribe to my channel so that you can learn more about trading and investment. Thank you guys for watching.